Now let's see how we can implement the arithmetic or mathematical operators. So here we have two length objects, and we want to be able to add them together like this. So we have to implement the addition operator, and that is super easy. So back to our length class. Now, before we get started, I want to clean up this code a little bit because currently it's getting a bit too busy for my eyes. So after the constructor, I want to add a line break to separate the constructor from these operators. And similarly, before our getter and setter, I want to add another line break. So now all these operators are in one place, much easier to the eyes. So in this section, we're going to declare a new function called operator plus. Now, what do you think is the return type of this function? Well, back to our main file. If we add two length objects together, what do we get? We should get another length object, right? So the return type is going to be length. Now, how many parameters do we need here? Only one, because just like before, the current object represents what we have on the left side of the operator. So we only need one parameter to capture the object on the other side of the addition operator. So just like before, constant length as a reference called other. And we want to make this function a constant as well, so it doesn't modify the current object. Now let's generate the definition for this function. Okay, now here we're going to return a new length object, and we're going to initialize this with the value of the current object plus the value of the other length object. As simple as that. With this, we can add two length objects together. So let's verify it. Third, and now we can print the third object on the terminal. Beautiful. So this is how we can implement the addition operator between two length objects. But what if you want to add a length to an integer? Again, we can provide another overload that takes an integer as a parameter. That's pretty straightforward, and we have done it before, so I'm not going to repeat myself. Now it's your turn. Implement the addition operator in the point class so we can add an integer or a point to an existing point object. Now, I'm not going to show the solution here because the steps for this solution are identical to what I showed you in this lesson.